Well, game of two halves for sure, obviously, and lessons to continue to be learned. But great game for women's basketball. Kansas State, I thought, was phenomenal, especially in the second half. And there were some things that we needed to do different. They stifled us a little bit. But really proud of the team in terms of, when we're in it, we stay steady and we never give up that belief. And I think there's a true testament to these three.
Jennie, this isn't a situation that this team has been in a whole lot this season. Kind of a game that maybe last year this team has been in a couple times. But how good was it to see this version of this team play a game like this and experience a game like this late in the season?
Yeah, I feel like it's good to be able to have these kinds of games where you come back and you got to find a way and you have to find different ways to be able to do it. And at the same time, I think it's a huge lesson learned that at halftime it is 0-0. And so hopefully we can learn that. And I felt like we were a little bit on our heels and a little too hopeful in that third quarter. And we needed to do a much better job of being aggressive. I mean, they were the aggressor, and we needed to be the aggressor. So in order for us to continue to go and play as well as we are capable of playing, that's a major lesson we've got to learn as we come out of this.
Jennie, could you talk about that play that you set up out of the timeout with the 4.7 that you got, Skylar on the back cut after she inbounded? Could you talk about that play, what you were trying to do? Because it worked.
Yeah, well, there were multiple options out of it, but yeah, that was the first read, and I thought Skylar did a phenomenal job. I thought it was a great pass. I thought our spacing was good, and I'll have to go back and really watch it because we knew we've done that before, we've practiced it before, so it was something that we were familiar with. But at the same time, I thought, what great composure.
Maddie, what did you see on it when you got that? When she inbounded the ball to you, did you immediately think that she was going to get open?
Skylar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was what we drew up, was that she was going to get the ball back, regardless if it was her getting it back right away on the wing and just ripping and driving, or going to go post. And, I mean, we were able to make the right read, so.
How important is it for these three to go out with a win in their final regular season game? How important was that for the program? And then Skylar ran really the way that she really made sure they went out with a win, just her game tonight.
Yeah, I felt like, senior days are hard. They're hard. I was really proud of the way that we started. I thought we started so well, and a lot of times you don't start well and it takes a little bit to go. So that part I thought was really fun. And then I think we just really got on our heels in that third quarter, and I think senior day was kind of out until Taylor started crying in overtime. And we're like, we still have 5 more minutes. But honestly, I think they've all made really big plays. They all are able to make mistakes. They're able to miss a shot and be able to come back. I think that's just as much your response to be able to, if we don't make it, can you get a stop? And I thought when we needed to do those things, we did those things. That third quarter is one that we're going to really study and just need to get better.
Taylor, can you talk about the emotions, I guess, going into overtime? What were you feeling?
Sorry, Tay.
How did it feel to make that three to really start the overtime?
I mean, I was just happy that we got the game into overtime because obviously don't want to lose, but it was just like a mix of like happy that it's not over, but like, all right, like we got to lock back in and get ready to play. But I don't know what happened. I just couldn't help it. I don't know. It's not the first time that something like that's happened. I'm not even kidding either, but
We all know.
yeah. But it was just really just trying to get present and just refocus going into the overtime and then just playing basketball after that.
And for all three of y'all, what was the feeling like late there in regulation, right before the play that we just talked about with Skylar, after that big lead goes by the boards, but somehow you still have a chance there in the final couple seconds?
I think you said before it happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we do a lot of situational things like that in practice. Coach Jennie has drawn some things up like that before, and so I don't know. I had a lot of belief. T-Rob wouldn't let anybody not believe, so I think we all just believed in what we were doing, and we had a lot of options, and we knew what we were supposed to do when we were out there, and I think we executed really well. So.
Yeah, going off that, I think that it's just, I always believe, and I want everybody else around me to always believe as well, and their belief just in our circle, the belief we have in our circle is so strong, like no one can touch it, nothing can touch it, doesn't matter how many we're down with, how many seconds, like all of that doesn't matter, we're going to find a way to do what we need to do to give ourselves a chance, because when we give ourselves a chance, we're pretty good.
Yeah. And I think that we did. Like, we were in the game. So, I mean, it was one possession, and we win games that we're in. So,
Jennie, when you're hearing them talk like that, it's something that you've harped on really since you got here about your team believing in itself. So hearing them three, after taking punch after punch and still getting back up throughout this game, hearing them talk about how much they believed in each other, what does that mean to you on a personal level?
I think we're together in it. I think I have the same belief in them and in us, and so I think it's just who we are. You know, I'd love to be like, wow, that's so special that that's what you guys think, but I think I already know that, and I think they feel the same way from my seat too.
For you three, when the game was finally over and you were able to kind of exhale a little bit, what were those feelings like when it was finally time to just like, okay, like it's over, we did it, now it's time to kind of reminisce a little bit. What were those feelings like?
For me, it was just it's gonna be a game that we're gonna remember forever. Yeah, that's all I kept thinking about is wow, like that was a really long game. I kept telling T-Rob hurting, but it's gonna be a game that we're gonna remember forever. The excitement, the crowd, just I can just keep replaying different things that happened in the game already, and it was fun. It was exciting.
Jennie, you never really have a quick trigger with your timeouts. Is the end of the game?
I ran out of them.
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, no, we saved them.
Is the end of the game today a perfect example of why
Absolutely.
you saved them like you did?
Absolutely. And there were moments that we probably could have called them a possession or two before we did, because we used to early. But I feel like, you know, a lot of times it's that same trust and belief that you have at the end of the game that you have the whole game. So when we're, you know, there's a lot of conversation sometimes in terms of when those timeouts are. So you can see it. You can see us asking and saying, okay, do we need one? And we'll say no or whatever. And then maybe we'll make the decision after, like today, where it's like, no, we're good. And then maybe we did need one. And so part of that is their hot shooting. Part of that was us. And so I think, yeah, but that's what's so beautiful about our game, and that's what's different about men's basketball. And so, like, the fan that only typically watches men's basketball doesn't understand that with women's basketball. You know, we don't lose one in the first half, so we don't have to call one. You know, we can advance the ball, so that makes just it's just a really dynamic game. So, yeah, that's exactly why you want to have them.
Coaches always just talk about the next game. It's always just focus on the next game. Well, the next game could win this year of a Big 12 title wrapped around a Bedlam game. How do you approach this?
You're coming at us strong there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
How do you approach this with the opportunity to take this program to somewhere it really hasn't seen since '09?
I mean, it's just another week. I mean, it's another day of work, another few days of work. We come in and we get better, and we prep for OSU. And then whatever else that brings.
Yeah, I think we just take it one day at a time, and we'll get better at some things in the next few days, get ready to play them, and then just go out and play. Because if we start putting too much on one game, then we start not playing like us, and when we play like us, we're okay.
I would say the same thing. Just make sure that we're just right where our feet are, whether that be in the locker room, practice, take it step by step each time.
Jennie, you mentioned after the Texas game, it was a lot of, we're going to see when it comes to how this team was going to respond, and it was until today that we were going to find out. We found out now how this team is going to respond. What did you kind of think of that? And now that you're kind of bounced back from that Texas game, what are you kind of feeling going forward?
I think the biggest thing for us is continuing to find that confidence in who we are for 40 minutes or 45 if it has to be 45. And I think our confidence got a little bit rocked in the second half of the last game. I think it was a little bit rocked in that third quarter today, and then I think we found our way back. So I think to Maddie's point of, we just got to go work, to Anna's point of, okay, we got to be in the moment. Sometimes we get too ahead of ourselves, or we hold on to things behind us. So it's that, and even to Taylor's point where it's like, okay, we just got to go believe in us and go play. And I think those are the lessons that we've got to continue to learn. It's March 1st. There's some things you can really focus on getting better at, but it's your cohesion, your belief, like your confidence. That's what you need to continue to go forward. And so that's something that I think this game today, although we're not proud of some of that, I think there's moments where we're going to have a lot of pride in this game.
Good deal.
And I just want to say one more thank you to you guys, and I appreciate it. And I probably made everyone uncomfortable yesterday, but I do appreciate everybody. You have no idea, though, how much it means to us that this many people cover women's basketball. This does not happen at a lot of places. And so when we're really trying to build something and we're really trying to honor some people that have built this, you guys have been such a huge part of that. So I just want to say thank you again for that. And also just our fans continue to get better and better and louder and louder. And do you see how many people are coming with us to Stillwater and Kansas City?
Yeah! They're all coming.
Boomer.
Thank you.
For more information, you can visit tulsaworld.com.